In other news, a clinical psychologist is encouraging play therapy for children who survived the super typhoon Yolanda. She says this will help them recover from their traumatic experience. Ramirez reports.
Rebuilding physical structures destroyed by Super Typhoon Yolanda. It's also equally important to address the physical, emotional, and psychological needs of our kababayans and help them rebuild their lives or regain some sense of normalcy. Yolanda survivors, especially those who are still staying in the devastated areas, are vulnerable to different harmful elements. They are prone to human rights violations, psychological trauma, among others. Children, most especially, are susceptible to these threats.
The greatest victims will be the children because they have lost parents, so they are now orphans, they have lost their homes, and I always say they have lost their childhood. Nawala yung kanilang kabataan because of this tragedy. So definitely they are affected. That's why we really have to give psychological care, acute psychological care.
Psychological trauma wreaked by Super Typhoon Yolanda may cause hypervigilance and body memory, nightmares, change in appetite, anxiety, being clingy, numbness, among others. Dr. Atienza added if children will not be given counseling immediately, psychological trauma is likely to affect a child's education and social skills. It may also be carried over to the child's adult life. Meanwhile, Maria Lourdes Carandang, a clinical psychologist and child specialist, said that facilitated play therapy is an effective way of somehow healing the wounds brought by trauma. Through playing, singing, dancing, drawing, and interacting with other kids, children can effectively release their emotions through words, actions, and gestures. Play therapy is also a way for children to feel some sense of control over their situation.
Paano nyo iniibsan ang lungkot nyo? Paano ginagawa nyo? Naglalaro po kami. Kasi pag naglalaro kami, gumagaan ang loob namin. So it's really natural for them to heal themselves through play, where the victim becomes empowered in any little way to begin with. No? So that's when they play, when they draw, when they sing, or they tell you their story, you talk to them, they listen to them, then they have gained that power over the event, which has totally overpowered them. So that's the baliktad. You reverse the psychodynamic of trauma, which is powerlessness, by empowering.
Scenes of the havoc, sounds of the cries for help, of sorrow, of pain. These memories of the tragedy never fade away. It will also be embedded in the minds of our kababayans who survived the onslaught of the super typhoon. However, the negative effects of the trauma can be deterred through counseling, stress debriefing, and making them feel that the world is one with them in facing tomorrow. Reporting for the People's Television, Ramirez.